Welcome back to Fantasy Pros MLB. I'm Chris Welsh, who you can hear Monday through Friday on Leading Off, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. This is our weekly trade video, where we're looking at players to trade or trade away in your leagues. Or, at the worst, we're talking about some players to get your juices flowing. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and when you do, leave a comment, and you're going to enter yourself in to win a premium account with Fantasy Pros. Get all the fantasy tools in one spot that you could possibly imagine. Don't you want to win? I know you do. If you don't want to wait, go to fantasypros.com/premium and you can check it all out for yourself and maybe even sign up today. All right, friends, here are some players that have my spidey trade senses tingling. Number 1, Atlanta Braves outfielder Michael Harris. It has not been a great year for Michael Harris. His batting average just under 250 and a WRC plus that puts him below average. But he's turning things around. Over the last 2 weeks, he's got the 5th highest WAR in baseball, a .440 batting average to go along with 4 homers, 2 stolen bases, and a dramatic cut in his strikeout percentage, sitting just around 11% as I'm recording this video. On the year, his strikeout rate is actually 3% lower than the previous year, and his walk rate up 2%, though in general, he just doesn't really walk. His barrel percentage, hard hit percentage, and average exit velocity are all up, which we like to see, and most of his expected stats, like average slugging, expected average, expected slugging, expected WOBA, they're heading in the right direction, up. There could be some valleys along his path to production overall, but I think even though his recent spurt has raised his price a little bit, knowing that it's still there and getting the confirmation is worth the added cost it's going to take you when buying on the outfielder. You might be able to swap out maybe some expendable pitching to get a speedy outfielder that can do some damage along the way. Michael Harris is one of those pickups I am trying to get in any trade right now. Next up, we're going to the pitching market to the Philadelphia Phillies with Aaron Nola. Now this one might be a little bit more far-fetched. As a matter of fact, Zach Wheeler has actually been even better and might be someone you want to consider as well. But getting back to how far-fetched this might be, especially with a couple of the most recent performances, Nola though jumps out in a few spots to me. His K per 9 way up over the last month. His year total is actually under 9 strikeouts per 9, which is the second lowest of his career. But over the last 30 days, that's sitting at around 11.5 strikeouts per 9, which would be the second highest of his career if he were doing it over a full season. His walk rate, pretty solid. And even though he's got a 4.66 ERA over the last month, he's got a 3.22 xFIP and a 3.24 SIERA, which was the 7th best among starting pitchers during that period of time. His fastball and sinker, those have kind of been the big struggles. They've been sitting in the zone too much and he's getting hit, which has made him rely on throwing his curveball this year as his top pitch. What this also kind of shows us is the ground ball rate, which is at the lowest of his career, probably due a lot to him not having effectiveness with the sinker. This has also led to a crazy low left on base percentage of just around 62%. I gotta tell you, that's not really a sustainable one. I don't want to call it like necessarily luck, but it's just not something that's going to continue through the rest of the year. In fact, 70% in that area, 70 to 75 is like the good league average, even maybe below. So guys that are in the 90 percentile left on base percentage, that's not really sustainable. And guys that are in the 60, also, that's going to get better. So there's a lot of frustration around Aaron Nola, and the buy might not actually work, but I've got a feeling he could be had at a decently cheap price, and that's a risk I want to take. Now, the next big name we're going to talk about is Tampa Bay Rays outfielder Randy Rosario. Now, this seems like a great time to buy on the flashy, toolsy outfielder. Rosario started hot on the year, but his recent run should have his price quite a bit cheaper. Randy over the last 30 days is hitting only .240 with 3 homers, 5 stolen bases. Now for perspective, he's got 13 homers on the year, 9 stolen bases. So this month, the stolen bases have been up, homers down. Randy though, still top 10 percentile or right in that vicinity as far as hard hit percentage, barrel percentage, and expected WOBA is on a positive trend. After falling under the MLB average at the start of June, It has now reached the levels that he had back in May when he was hitting well over 300. During his month-long struggle, we've seen his walk percentage actually raise up to 18% of the time, which helps whenever a player is going through it, if you know what I mean. The offense overall supports Randy's floor, and pending your league, he actually might be exceptionally affordable to someone who doesn't believe he belongs in the upper tier of outfielders. Those are my big three, but I've got a couple other names, maybe some deeper names to look at getting thrown in some trades. One of those is Marlins starting pitcher Braxton Garrett. I know, it's crazy. Well, over the last 30 days, he has the 7th best WAR of any pitcher in baseball, the 2nd best K- walk percentage in baseball, and the best Sierra at 271. Maybe he's on the wire, or is just someone that you can get thrown in a trade. I think it's worthwhile because I'd also tell you, not quite one of the guys that's going to get you a big haul back. So if you had him, I hold. If you don't, I see if I can get. The other one, Colorado Rockies third baseman Ryan McMahon, who has an average EV of 93 miles per hour over the last month, to go along with an over 50% hard hit rate and a top 20 barrel percentage of all hitters. In that same period of time, he's got 8 home runs and under a 20% K rate. Colorado, all tides rise with Colorado hitting, right? Well, he's hitting the ball really hard. Again, another one of those guys people could see and say, hey, this performance is more of a sell. I think it's a buy because the name is still not up there. Deeper leagues, get him thrown in a trade. Get yourself some Ryan McMahon. Get yourself some Braxton Garrett. Definitely get yourself some of those top guys. Those are the names. Michael Harris, Aaron Nola, Randy Rosario. Which one are you likely to be more aggressive in acquiring in a trade? None? Well, if not, drop your options below. We love to see it. Thanks for hanging as always, and make sure to subscribe to this channel so you're notified when we go live on Leading Off Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern every single day. Follow me on Twitter at IsItTheWelsh, and I'll talk to you next time right here on Fantasy Pros MLB.